What's up, everybody? Kyle here at Let's Talk Wax with 10 sleeper prospects from the recent 2025 Bowman Chrome release. Now, before we get into this video, I'm going to go over my LTWR, my Let's Talk Wax rankings, and my Jug rankings, as you can see on this card, so there's no confusion with any first-time viewers. My Let's Talk Wax rankings are based on player ceiling and my personal opinion. They go from Elite to 7, and you can see the color-coded numbers below in the box. My Juggernaut rankings are stat-based, and they are subjectively chosen stats based on weighted on-base average, stolen bases per plate appearance, K percentage, swinging strike percentage, WRC plus, and age level. Number 1 being the best scoring prospect in all of minor league baseball, and I think there's about 1,300 prospects on that finalized list, and you can see that list over on my Patreon page. I'll put a link to it in the video description. Now, I wanted to provide everyone with several cheap options on this list. That being said, I feel like Anderson, Rivas, Aponte, and Torres are much longer shot sleepers than the other players on this list. I like Devin Fitzgerald as well as a sleeper, but I couldn't sleep at night knowing there was a top 11 list on my computer. That's going to bring us to Jose Anderson with the Milwaukee Brewers, who has a high power ceiling but a very high risk contact profile. While I did get all 341 low A plate appearances at age 18, his swing and miss numbers were off the charts. He's trending towards a corner outfield spot, getting the majority of his reps in right field. He'll need to clean up his swing and miss in order to get to more power as he faces upward level arms in high A and double A. At number 9, we've got Harold Rivas with the Boston Red Sox. Two things that stick out for me here: elevated swing and strike percentages and high ground ball to fly ball rates. Production numbers for DSL aren't great, but he's a big physical kid with some speed that played all 42 DSL games in center field. This is a definite projection over performance look right now, and still very high risk. At number 8, we've got Liberts Aponte with the Cincinnati Reds. Aponte has above average power with reasonable K numbers in the DSL. We'll have to wait until he comes stateside to see how his offensive profile looks with better pitching. Power hitting shortstops are quite popular in this hobby, but only the future will tell if he can stick at the position and keep hitting bombs as he increases levels. At number 7, we've got Diego Torres with the Atlanta Braves. He's a big kid standing at 6'2" and played some of the DSL at age 16. He showed off a solid contact and speed tool, but hasn't run into any power yet. He's one of the younger players on this list, so it may take some time for him to develop more power, if he does at all. At number 6, we've got Elorki Rodriguez with the Texas Rangers, who had a solid professional debut and excellent underlying data with the exception of ground ball to fly ball and being a bit high. He kind of fits into the utility mold defensively and got the majority of his reps at second base and in center field in 2025. From what I've read, he doesn't possess any plus tools, but he's a solid player. It's always a coin flip to see how these DSL dominators will perform after coming stateside. While it's still very early, he's already set up with a platoon floor, playing multiple positions and swinging it from the left side. Now, if you guys enjoy this content and you want to help support the channel, be sure to check out my Patreon page. I'll put a link to it in the video description. Over there, I've got autograph checklist breakdowns for all Bowman releases since 2019. I do team break guides that go all the way back to 2020 releases as well. I do a top 150 Bowman Chrome autos under $50 list every year. You get 48 hours early access to all of my YouTube videos and also access to my Juggernaut stat-based rankings for all 2025 minor league hitters. And finally, you get exclusive access to Let's Talk Wax Patreon articles that go out on Patreon 48 hours before they go onto the website. If you want to help support the channel and unlock some of these perks, you can find them on my Patreon page. I'll put a link to it in the video description. We also have a private Discord server that links in the video description as well. Lots of cool stuff going on over there. Some of the best guys in the hobby. It's a really fun place to be, and a lot of knowledgeable members over there if you are just getting into the prospecting that love to help out new people, or if you're just into prospecting as well. It's a great place for good banter. At number 5, we've got Gabriel Davalillo with the Los Angeles Angels. Davalillo had a great season in the DSL, but I highly advise treading lightly on DSL stats. I've seen players with great DSL numbers come stateside and get overmatched by low A arms time and time again. Davalillo gives me more hope though based on his great underlying data. He walked more than he struck out in 2025 and also posted an impressive 6.7 swinging strike percentage, showing the possibility of a backstop that hits for average and power. Catchers are always a tough buy in the lower minors because it's hard to determine how a full season workload will impact their offensive profile. At number 4, we've got John Gill with the Atlanta Braves. He's a burner with a solid hit tool that could really take off if he runs into any power throughout his development. While his power is still limited to more gap-to-gap profile, his home run output has improved over the course of 3 seasons. He spends the majority of his time at shortstop and is still quite young considering he's played 3 years of affiliated ball. He was promoted to Double-A at the end of the season for 6 games, but spent the majority of his time in Low-A at age 18. Gil is the epitome of a player with a power-dependent ceiling, and there's still quite a bit of runway left here at 19.2 years of age. At number 3, we've got Juniker Caceres with the Cleveland Guardians. Caceres is another interesting prospect that may not stand out production-wise, but has very promising underlying data. I love underlying data. He was promoted to Low-A at just 17 years old this season and held an excellent contact percentage, swing strike percentage, and K percentage. The walk percentage took a big hit after the promotion, but was solid in the DSL and the Complex League. While his power numbers aren't jaw-dropping, Baseball America reported that his 90th percentile exit velocity improved from 101 to 105 over the last year. He's going to be a prospect to keep an eye on in 2026, as there's a chance he could start the season in High A at age 18. At number 2, we've got Bo Davidson with the San Francisco Giants, who is an interesting prospect, especially finishing up his 2025 season at age 23. He's got some pretty big juice, which he showcased this past season, hitting 18 home runs across High A and Double-A. While the hit tool dipped significantly in Double-A, his power production continued, while he also posted a career-low ground ball to fly ball rate. While his age isn't very appealing in the hobby, he hits for power, plays center field, and swings at lefty, giving him a pretty good platoon floor in San Francisco. His ceiling is still a mystery, but I like the current profile. At number 1, we've got Marco Dingus with the Milwaukee Brewers. Dingus was drafted in the 4th round of the 2024 draft out of Florida State University. His pro debut was pretty much a wash with a small 55 plate appearance sample size. He started the 2025 season in Low-A and put up some big numbers. Following a promotion to High A, he continued to hit for average and power. He was good for 10 home runs across roughly 300 plate appearances in High A with decent K numbers. The bat looks to be the carrying tool here with significant power upside. If he doesn't stick behind the plate, his bat may be big enough to justify a corner outfield spot. As I mentioned before, if you guys want to help support the channel, be sure to check out my Patreon page. I'll put a link to it in the video description. You can also find a link to our Discord server in the video description as well. I want to give a quick, huge shout out to all my Patreon level 2 subscribers. You guys rock. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to subscribe and like as well. Y'all have a great day.